explain weight loss and hunger. Don't ignore these signs of high blood sugar.
Let's talk about something that's absolutely critical, your body's own built-in warning system. Today, we're going to dive into the 7 key signals it sends out when your blood sugar is running too high. It's so important to think of these not as just annoying symptoms, but as urgent messages that we need to learn how to read. So let me just ask you this straight up. What if your body, right now, is trying to send you a serious warning, but you're accidentally ignoring it? I mean, it's a really powerful thought, isn't it? Because these signs can be so subtle and it's just so easy to brush them off as, just being tired or stressed. And this is exactly why this conversation matters so much. The fact is, millions of people are walking around with high blood sugar and have no idea. It's this silent problem that can cause damage, day after day, for years. And if it's left unchecked, it can lead to some really serious health conditions like type 2 diabetes and even heart disease. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this is such a silent warning. Then, we are going to break down the body's 7 key signals. After that, we'll get into when it's time to get tested, and most importantly, we'll wrap up with how you can take back control. It's a clear roadmap, and we're going to walk it together. All right, let's get right to the heart of it, the body's 7 signals. I really want you to listen closely here, because these are not just random things that happen. Each one is a very specific message, a little piece of data that your body is sending out, basically asking for your attention. So our job is to learn the language. So signal number 1, and this is often one of the very first to show up, is this crazy extreme thirst. And I'm not talking about just being a little thirsty after you exercise. This is a deep, constant thirst that feels like you just can't satisfy it no matter how much water you drink. So why does this happen? Well, it's actually a pretty logical chain reaction. When you have too much sugar in your blood, your kidneys have to go into overdrive to filter it all out through your urine. But to do that, they have to pull a ton of water from your body. And the result? You're left in this constant state of dehydration, which triggers that intense thirst. And as you can probably guess, that first signal leads directly into signal number 2, frequent urination. You might start noticing that you have to run to the bathroom way more often than you used to. It becomes this vicious cycle, right? The drinking and the urinating just feed each other. Yeah, this is no coincidence. Like we just talked about, your kidneys are working overtime, producing way more urine to try and get all that extra sugar out of your system. So, of course, you're going to have to go more often. And here's a big clue. If you find yourself waking up multiple times during the night to go, that is a really strong indicator something's up. Let's move on to signal number 3, and this one is a biggie: constant fatigue. And this isn't your normal, I had a long day kind of tired. This is a deep, bone-crushing exhaustion that even a full night's sleep just doesn't seem to touch. So here's the paradox, and this is so important to understand. Your blood is loaded with fuel. That's the glucose, the sugar, but your cells are literally starving. High blood sugar acts like a wall. It stops that glucose from getting into your cells to be used for energy. The result? Your body feels weak, your brain that's all foggy, and you're just left feeling totally wiped out. Signal number 4 can be especially scary because it messes with your eyesight. You might just suddenly notice that things look a little fuzzy. Your vision, which was once perfectly clear, just isn't sharp anymore. And the science behind this is fascinating. All that extra glucose in your blood can actually pull fluid out from your body's tissues, including the lenses of your eyes. This makes the lens literally swell up and change shape, which is what distorts your vision. Now, sometimes this is temporary, but it's a major red flag for potential long-term damage, like diabetic retinopathy if you don't get it sorted out. Okay, let's talk about signal number 5. This one is all about your body's incredible ability to repair itself, or in this case, its inability. We're talking about slow healing wounds. That little paper cut or scrape that should be gone in a couple of days, yeah, now it's hanging around for weeks. So here's the breakdown of what's happening inside. Over time, high blood sugar actually damages the fragile lining of your blood vessels. This messes with your circulation, making it way harder for blood to get where it needs to go, especially to your hands and feet. And since your blood is what carries all the healing supplies, your body's repair system basically grinds to a halt. Now for number 6, and this one can feel really strange. It's an increase in hunger. I'm talking about feeling absolutely ravenous, even if you just finished eating a big meal. It's a hunger that just doesn't seem to go away. This feeling actually has a medical name, polyphagia, and it goes right back to that energy problem we talked about with fatigue. Remember how your cells are starving for fuel? Well, they start sending these desperate "feed us" signals to your brain, And what does your brain do? It just tells you to eat more. It's another one of those vicious cycles. And finally, we've come to our 7th signal. This one is a very, very serious warning sign. It's a feeling of numbness or that pins and needles tingling sensation, and you'll usually feel it first in your hands and your feet. Please listen to me on this one. This isn't just some random feeling. It's a sign of a condition called diabetic neuropathy. That means that actual physical nerve damage is happening because of the high blood sugar. This is not something to ignore, because if left untreated, this damage can become permanent. Okay, wow. So we've just gone through all 7 signals. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, a few of those sound familiar, the next logical step is to ask, when should I get tested? This is all about listening to those warnings and taking that first step. And the most important thing here is don't try to guess or diagnose yourself. Go see a doctor. It's so simple. They can run some really straightforward tests like a fasting blood sugar test, an HbA1c test that gives a 3-month average, or a glucose tolerance test. Catching this early is absolutely everything when it comes to preventing bigger problems down the road. Which brings us to our last section, and honestly, the most empowering one: how to take control. See, the point of all this isn't to scare you, it's to motivate you. This is where we talk about the solutions and how you can maintain a healthy system for the long haul. And the best part is, the tools you need to take control are probably things you already know. It's the fundamentals of good health, right? Eating balanced meals, cutting back on sugar and all that processed junk, moving your body every day, keeping a healthy weight, and just drinking enough water. These aren't extreme sacrifices. They're small, consistent choices that add up to a huge difference. So let's just wrap this all up. The tricky thing about high blood sugar is that it almost never causes sharp, immediate pain. It's sneaky. But as we've seen today, it's almost never completely silent either. The warnings, those messages from your body, they're there, if you just know what you're listening for. You know, in the end, it really does boil down to this one simple, powerful truth. Listening to your body and acting on what it tells you, that is the single greatest investment you will ever make. Because your health, it really is your greatest wealth.
Subscribe for more healthy tips. Your brain and body will thank you. Hit subscribe now.